I also want to say congratulations to you on winning the IGL of the Year award. How was it to receive an award?
Obviously, winning an award is awesome. It's not happen often as an IGL. Closing out the year with the award, but also in my mind, it is last year. So the year's already started. Maybe I'm not the best IGL right now as of today, but I'm gonna fight to stay with the award again and then next year. Obviously means a lot to win the Team of the Year and IGL of the Year. Since the other four guys, they got kind of award for being a top 13 players in the world. So obviously it feels good to get some recognition from the scene and my peers that I'm doing the right thing.
You mentioned it yourself. It's not often that we see in-game leaders being awarded and perhaps also praised in general in CSGO. Do you think we as a community should be better to recognize the role?
I think it's always going to be like that. I think as a leader, if it goes... I mean, that's the thing about my career. I play with really great players, and I try to do everything I can for them to play even better than they maybe imagined. But the moment we are losing, it's my fault. The moment we are winning, they're playing really good and doing highlights, right? So it's very hard to give the credit where it's due. It's just part of the job. I mean, I think there's a job in every sports and everywhere that you don't get the recognition. But you get the blame, maybe. It's just part of the game, it's part of the job, and as a leader, you need to handle that. But obviously, it felt a little good to get the praise and has the title as the best IGL of last year. So I'm not going to lie about that, but it's part of the job of not getting recognition and more to get blame, and that's just part of it.
A lot of people are looking at ratings. Could there be something done here for IGLs, or what do you think about that?
No, I think there's huge factors playing in. I think the coach can do a great job of putting the team together. The IGL is maybe not calling. Maybe there's two IGLs in the team with a secondary caller. Then you look at T-side stats, but that's depending on the map. So if you play a lot on Inferno, for example, and don't play Ancient, your T-side stats as a caller is going to be better, obviously. So I think there's nothing you can really do. It's just within the team. And maybe just looking at how the players calling, how they're moving, the 14 rounds, how they're playing, how they're closing out games. I think maybe that's the best way. It is a completely eye test of how a team plays and how a caller is supposed to be.
Do you think there will be a time where there are no in-game leaders in CSGO, where the role maybe feels a bit unnecessary?
I don't think the IGL role is ever going to be gone, but I think there's going to be changes to the IGL role. We see highly meta with Jame and karrigan being overs and callers, and then you have an old guy like me running in and getting information and trying to move the pieces around. We have different styles, but I also hope that stays in the game, that we don't have only overs and IGLs. I think we need a bit of everything because it creates this different metas of different views of the game. But I never think it's going to change, and I think Valve made that pretty clearly that banning coaches from Token doing games, doing rounds, kind of set in peace that IGLs is part of the game.
Do you think it's possible to have an IGL who's also a star player? Because we've seen Electronic being one of the best riflers in the game, but after taking on the IGL role, his numbers and impact has fallen increasingly.
I think end of star player's career, I think it makes sense. But when you're in a prime like Nico and Electronic, I don't think it's the best way to go. I think when you're off your prime and you're kind of not like in your best version of self, then it makes sense to transfer into an IGL. Because once you do it, it's very hard to go back. And I think not many players have succeeded being a star player and a caller. For a period of time of 6, 12 months, yes, but over a longer time period, I think it's very hard to be leader. It has to be something that's within you, and you have to work really hard and you have to love doing it. But else you're going to get really tired of 24/7 practice and watching demos if you don't love it.